to talk to you about giving. I was inspired to give at a pretty young age. My parents and my grandparents were all very giving, generous people. I learned more from their examples than from them actually telling me. I remember the thrill of my mom giving me a dime to put in my Sunday school envelope on Sunday morning. It was such a good feeling dropping that envelope in the collection plate. Even though we were told how our money might help children far, far away, I didn't truly realize the important and necessary work that my money was destined for. I didn't fully understand that until much later. That feeling dissipated as I grew. When I aged out of Sunday school and confirmation class, I became a typical teenager of the time, the 60s, when it was all about me. As a teen and a college student, I was too engaged in having a good time. It didn't occur to me to give to others in the ways that meant something or made a difference. I went to church now and then because my parents expected it, and I was too naive and wrapped up in myself to think about the rest of the world. I knew I was loved by my family and by God. I knew my sins were forgiven and I was saved. And at the time, I believed that was all I needed to know about faith. I didn't learn until years later that growing in faith is actually a journey. My faith journey began to grow and mature as I approached parenthood. When I was expecting my first child, I began attending church regularly again. I wanted my children to learn about Jesus, and I knew I needed a deeper understanding of my own faith. Even though I lived in Cedarburg, I continued to attend church with my parents in Port Washington at the church where I grew up. Fast forward to when my first child approached school age, and I wanted him to attend Sunday school. But I also wanted to find a local church. I remember growing up at Sunday school, and I always felt bad for the kids that went to our church, but they lived out of town. We never got to know them very well because they didn't attend our schools. I didn't want my children to feel like those outsiders, so I began church shopping in Cedarburg. As it happened, Faith was the first and only Lutheran church I visited. I immediately felt welcomed here, thanks to many people, but especially Judy Schwengel. And I decided then and there, Faith would be our church home. That's when my true faith journey began. My children began attending Sunday school, and I was invited to join a committee, and eventually I served on the church council. I participated in different Bible studies, and in the 34 years that I have been a member of Faith, I have learned and grown so much and have literally gained a whole new family in all of you. I am richly blessed, and I'm very grateful. I believe we have all heard volunteers say that they get so much more out of volunteering than they actually give. I know I have heard it many times, and I can attest to that. Over the years, I have given of my time volunteering for different tasks with various organizations, and while I'm not able to donate my time as freely as I used to, I do give through prayer and financially. My late husband did some wise investing and left me in a position to live comfortably and to share our bounty with deserving people and organizations. And there are so very many organizations worthy of our prayers and our money. Why do I give? I give because it feels so good, it's the right thing to do, and I can. We have so much more than we need, and as Christians, we are called to help others. But not only as Christians, also as humans. How can we have so much and not give to those who need it so much more than we do, or to those who have nothing? 2 Corinthians tells us, You will be made rich in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And I do try to be generous. Whatever we have is meant to be shared. Last week, we heard from Pam Wentland and her Mission Barista team about how they have served people in Tanzania who have practically nothing, and yet they want to share the tiny bit they do have. There's so much love in giving. Giving strengthens my relationship with God because it is His work. When we give to someone in need, we are serving Him. I wish you all the peace of the Lord.